In a prestigious law firm in downtown Chicago, success and arrogance seemed to walk hand in hand. The lawyers at Williams and Associates prided themselves on their elite clientele and the high-profile cases they handled. Among them was Ethan Harrington, a senior partner known for his cutthroat demeanor, unparalleled legal skills, and his overwhelming belief in his own superiority. He often spoke of how his rise to the top was due to his superior intellect and hard work, never acknowledging the privilege that had paved the way for him. But for all his brilliance in the courtroom, Ethan's greatest flaw was his arrogance, particularly when it came to people he deemed beneath him. On a dreary Tuesday morning, the firm's long hallways were buzzing with the usual hustle of legal assistants, paralegals, and office staff scurrying about. Ethan strode down the corridor, late for an important meeting. He didn't bother acknowledging the staff he passed. To him, they were just another part of the machine that kept the firm running. His thoughts were consumed by the strategy for an upcoming high-stakes case, one that could bring in millions in fees. As he neared the break room, Ethan was suddenly stopped by a figure pushing a cleaning cart down the hallway. It was Marcus Green, a janitor who worked at the firm. Marcus, in his mid-50s, was an older black man who had been working at Williams and Associates for years, quietly and diligently keeping the office clean. His presence was mostly ignored, as his work was done behind the scenes. He had learned to stay out of the way of the powerful lawyers, doing his job without complaint or expectation. Ethan looked at Marcus, his face contorting with irritation. The janitor was blocking his path, taking up space in the hallway, as if his role mattered. The sight of the man with his worn-out uniform and cleaning supplies grated on Ethan's nerves. In his mind, Marcus was just another reminder of the social hierarchy he so fervently believed in. A janitor was supposed to be invisible, a non-entity that existed only to serve the needs of the professionals. "Excuse me," Ethan snapped, his voice sharp. "Are you seriously standing in my way?" Marcus paused, looking up at Ethan with a tired but respectful gaze. "Sorry, sir. I'll move right away." But Ethan wasn't satisfied with that. He looked Marcus up and down, sneering at the man's humble appearance. "You people really should know your place," he said dismissively, his tone dripping with condescension. "If you spent less time in the way and more time on something useful, maybe you'd actually have a chance at a better life." Marcus, who had endured such remarks countless times over the years, could feel the sting of the words, but he had learned not to let them affect him. He didn't respond, simply stepping aside to let Ethan pass. But just as Ethan was about to walk away, Marcus spoke in a calm voice. "You don't know who you're talking to," he said quietly, his eyes narrowing slightly. Ethan turned back, now genuinely irritated. "What's that supposed to mean?" Marcus' expression hardened. "I know you think you're better than me, but I'm not the one who's going to lose in the end." Ethan smirked, dismissing the remark as the ramblings of a man who had no power. He walked away without another word, his mind already on his meeting. What Ethan didn't know was that Marcus Green wasn't just some janitor. In fact, Marcus wasn't even his real name. The man standing in front of him was none other than Marcus Johnson, a federal prosecutor working undercover. For months, he had been gathering evidence against corrupt figures in the legal world, including some prominent lawyers at Williams and Associates. Ethan Harrington, unfortunately, was at the top of his list. Marcus had spent years building a life under the guise of a janitor to avoid suspicion. He had played the part to perfection, blending in with the background while secretly investigating the firm. His real mission was to take down people like Ethan, who believed that their power and privilege made them untouchable. And for all of Ethan's legal brilliance, he was about to find out that not even the highest-ranking lawyer could escape justice when it came knocking. Stay tuned for more thrilling tales. Subscribe to expect stories for your next gripping adventure.